So here, the main function of the physical layer is moving information in the form of electromagnetic signal across the transmission media. Yeah. Uh, as I said yesterday, our signal, whatever signal or whatever information want to transmit through any media, once it come out from the device, it will convert it into in the form of some form of signal. So mostly our signal, it will be in the form of electromagnetic, that is EM signal. So it consists of both electrical signal as well as magnetic signal. So it will convert it into electromagnetic signals. Okay. So here the information may be in the form of data or voice, it may be the picture, or it may be the certain files or video files, or whatever it may be. Okay. So generally our information is usable to a person or applications, not in the form of that can be transmitted over a network. So in this slide, what it will talk about means, so main thing is our signal, it will come out from the device, that is it in the form of some form of signals. Okay, that is what we call it as electromagnetic signal, EM signal. Okay, so here transmission media, where how our electromagnetic signal will be traveling from one node to another node. So through the media, transmission media. So it may be either physical path, virtual connection path, or physical path. Okay. So in physical path means there is some dedicated link between the two devices. Virtual connection, so it will be traveling in the air. Okay. Next thing is analog versus digital, because signals and data are mainly classified into these two types only. One is analog and another one is digital. So analog, it refers to something that is continuous set of data and all possible point between. So it means, so analog means a signal, it will be having the continuous set of data. So it means the signal, it will define for every value of time. So that is what we call it as analog signal. For example, human voice. Whereas digital means it refers discrete set of data. So only at a certain point of time or at instant only we have the signal. For example, your data stored in the memory of your computer in the form of zeros and ones. So zeros and ones are in the discrete in nature. Or your recording audio file will be stored in your disk. So that is also digital signal. Or if you want to take a weather report, okay, so this is also discrete only, right? Then your mark grading system, this is also discrete. Okay, these are the examples for digital signals, so which are in the form of zeros and one. So analog signal is a continuous waveform, but digital signals are discrete waveform, right? See the graph. So this is the analog signal. So this will be the continuous waveform with respect to time, whereas digital signal, it is a discrete waveform. Okay, so this one is 1 means the signal becomes 0, again 1, then 0, 0, then 1, like that. So signal can be analog or digital. Okay, so analog signal can have the infinite number of values in a range, but digital signal have a limited number of values. So because it is infinite, because the signal will be continuously flowing. Okay, and also continuous signal, analog signal, there is no any particular shape for to design the analog signal. Okay, it may be the any shape, so it may be irregular or whatever shapes, but the main thing is signal should be a continuous one. Okay, so that is what analog signal. See, this is the both analog as well as digital signal. I can be a two forms. Can be represented in two forms. One is periodic analog signal or periodic digital signal, or aperiodic analog signal or aperiodic digital signal. Okay, so periodic, you know that. So periodic means the same signal, it will be repeated after certain time period. If the same signal, it doesn't repeat after certain regular of time period, we call it as aperiodic signal. See, consider this graph. I'll enlarge this graph for you. Is it visible for you? Yeah. So this is the continuous time signal. I'll take pen here. So this is the up to this area, we called it as one time cycle, one full cycle, a complete one full cycle. Okay, one T. So this complete full cycle, it will be again, it will repeated here. Okay, up to this one. Whether it is start from here to this place. So that is 2T, then 3T, then 4T, like this. Okay. So after certain time period, the same signal it will be repeated means periodic analog signal. So here also the digital signal also from it start from here and end up with here. So up to this we call it as T, full time cycle. Then again this same signal from low to high is called another T. So again low to high, another T. Again low to high, another T here. So the same signal it will be repeated here. Okay, after certain time period. So we call it as digital periodic signal. If doesn't repeat, we call it as aperiodic signal. Okay. Next, move on to next slide. See aperiodic signal. So here in this diagram, look at this diagram. So in this diagram, the analog signal. So it starts from here to 0 to here in this point. Okay, but after this point, the signal will do not repeat here. Isn't it? So it will stop at a positive half cycle only. So here also the signal high to low. This is one complete time cycle. But here the same signal it will never repeated after time period. Okay. So this is what we call as aperiodic analog signal, aperiodic digital signal. Right. Next, analog signals it can be classified as two forms. One is simple form and another is composite form. So simple analog signal, which means a sine wave. So sine wave, which are cannot be decomposed into simpler signal. Okay, but a composite analog signal is composed of multiple sine waves. Okay. Any waveform consists of single sine wave means simpler form or simple analog signal. So a waveform it contains multiple number of sine wave means we call it as composite waveform. Okay, in this figure it shows the simple waveform. Okay, so suppose in this waveform itself we can have one more sine wave or number of sine waves are increasing, we call it as composite waveform. Okay, sine waves are fully described by these three characteristics. One is amplitude as well as phase as well as frequency, then phase. Okay, amplitude, period, frequency, phase. So these three main parameters only we focus on any waveform, not only sine waveform or any waveform. Okay, if you want to analyze the any signal, you are going to find out this amplitude value, period value, frequency value, and phase value. Okay, you all know that which one is amplitude here. This is the sine waveform. Look at this graph. So amplitude is generally it is measured in terms of volt, ampere, or watts. So depending on the type of the signal, it may be get vary. Okay. So this consider this is the example of analog sinusoidal signal. So maximum amplitude level is this portion, peak of this waveform. This is the maximum amplitude level. So here under this we have minimum amplitude level. So this is maximum value. This is minimum value. So in this portion it represents amplitude at time t1. So amplitude, if you want to find out the amplitude value for at time t1 means you find to plot this line here. So this portion represents amplitude at time t1. Okay. So horizontal axis it represents the time period. Vertical axis it represents the amplitude value. Phase you all know that. So this is the phase angle. 0 degree means here, 90 degree here, then 180 degree here. Okay. So vary of shape. So depending upon the phase shift, it will be get vary. That is sine of omega naught t plus theta. So omega naught t plus theta is represent the phase. Is it? So consider this graph. So amplitude of a signal is the value of signal at any point on the wave. It is equal to the vertical distance from the given point on the waveform from the horizontal axis. That is what amplitude. So next thing is frequency. So period and frequency. Period means it refers to the amount of time in signal. Okay. A signal needs to be a complete one cycle. One complete cycle, it represents the period signal. Okay. One complete time cycle. So for example, one complete time cycle. So which means this is your signal. You start from here, then moving here and reach at this point. Okay. So this it represents one complete time cycle. This is what we call it as period. Okay. So frequency it refers to the number of periods in 1 second. That is what frequency. So because this is time t. Okay. The frequency of the signal is the number of cycle per second. So with respect to the inversely proportional to time period. So frequency is the rate of change with respect to time. So f which is equal to 1 by t. F which is equal to 1 by t. Okay. Yeah, change in short span of time. If time is will be changing at a very short span means we call it as high frequency signal. If change over the long span of time, we call it as low frequency signal. Suppose if a signal does not change at all, either short span or long span, what will happen? Your frequency f become 0. Suppose if a signal is changes instantaneously, now it becomes infinite. Okay, now you understand. If the time period get increases, you get, suppose for example, if your time get increases here, what will happen? For example, low frequency, f will be very, you get f value should be low. Okay, so frequency is very low. If t will be increasing, frequency is low. If t will be reducing, frequency is high. Okay, so short span means high frequency, long span means low frequency. Suppose if the signal does not change, okay, it means frequency becomes 0. Or if a signal is instantaneously changing, means your frequency becomes infinite. Okay. Next, see this graph. Look at this graph. So this is amplitude versus time period. So periodic sinusoidal waveforms are there. Continuously it will be flowing. So this portion to this one represents one complete time cycle, which is called period. Okay. So here how many periods are there? So here 1, so here 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. So totally 6 periods are there. Can you find out the period? See, up to from this point to this point 1 period. Next from this one to this one 2nd period. Then this row to this one 3rd period. From this to this one 4th period. This one to this one 5th period. This one to this one 6th period. So totally 6 T's are there. So totally 6 T's are there. Suppose if you just take to analysis only the first time period means, okay, so it will you can say it is period which is equal to 1 by 6 s. 1 by 6 s. Okay, 6 period in 1 second. That is what frequency equal to 6 hertz. Suppose if we consider 1 t means 1 hertz signal. Anybody ask you to draw the 1 hertz signal means, so this one to this one is called 1 hertz. So totally here 6 time period. So final total period is 6. So your frequency should be in terms of 6 hertz. Okay, now you understand. Okay, what is amplitude, what is frequency, and what is period. Okay, next slide. See the value for frequency and period, unit of period and frequency here. I will be giving the some unit for period. Okay, suppose if seconds means corresponding number will be written as 1 seconds. Okay, in terms of frequency. Okay, time period means unit for time is seconds. Unit for frequency is hertz. And also here you just look into here, corresponding equivalent values are also available here, right? So second means 1 second. Millisecond means 10 to the power of minus 3 seconds. Microsecond means 10 to the power of minus 6 seconds. Nanosecond means 10 to the power of minus 9 seconds. Picosecond means 10 to the power of minus 12 seconds. whereas in frequency, hertz, the unit for frequency is hertz. Okay, hertz means 1 hertz, H, capital H, small z. Next, kilohertz means 10 to the power of 3 hertz. Megahertz means 10 to the power of 6 hertz. Giga means 10 to the power of 9. Tera means 10 to the power of 12 hertz. Okay, so these are the various unit for time period as well as various unit for frequency. Okay, up to this, if you have any doubt? Yeah, we are hanging my screen. If you have any doubt, you can ask me now right now, students. Yeah, you don't have any doubt. Okay. So next, the frequency period. So frequency period is the amount of time it takes a signal to complete one cycle. So that is the period. Frequency means the number of cycles per second. That is the frequency. So frequency which is equal to 1 by period. That is F equal to 1 by T. So period equal to T equal to 1 by F. Okay. See, consider this is the one example for you. Okay. Now express a period of 100 milliseconds in microseconds. Okay, milliseconds in microseconds, and express the corresponding frequency in kilohertz. Okay, so from the table 3.1, so this is your table. So here milliseconds means 10 to the power of minus 3, microsecond means 10 to the power of minus 6. Okay, so now we find out equivalent value for 1 milliseconds. We make the following substitution. So here 100 milliseconds will be there. So 100 into T means 10 to the power of minus 3 seconds. So 100 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into in terms of microseconds, no? So micro means 10 to the power of 6 seconds. So which is equal to 10 to the power of 5 microseconds. So now we use the inverse relationship to find out the frequency, changing the hertz to kilohertz. Right. So 100 milliseconds will be given. So 100 into 10 power minus 3 seconds, which is equal to 10 power minus 1 second. So frequency which is equal to what? 1 by time period. So 1 by 10 power minus 1. So it means 10 into 10 power minus 3 kilohertz, which is equal to 10 power minus 2 kilohertz. Do you have any doubt in this problem? Here the problem is the period will be given, okay, in milliseconds. You want to express the period in millisecond to microsecond. Likewise, frequency also same same thing, only have to take the frequency value. Okay, then those value can be expressed in terms of kilohertz value. Okay, so here look at this final result. So this is 10 to the power of 5 microseconds value. That is microsecond. So this one is in terms of kilohertz, 10 to the power of minus 2 kilohertz, right? First time 1240. Yeah. Then yeah, one more thing is I want to share with you, that is phase change. Okay, the term of phase, it will describe the of the waveform. It relative to the time is 0. Okay, I will show here 3 different phases sinusoidal waveform. So first one is 0 degree. So the phase is measured in terms of degree or radians. Okay, degree means 360 degree or 2 pi radians. Okay, so this is a 0 degree phase shift, because the sinusoidal signal is start from here. Our sinusoidal signal is start from 90 degree. So the phase shift angle. Okay, then this one is under this here. So 180 degree phase shift. Okay, so previous one, top one is 0 degree. Okay, below is 180 degree. This height should be the 90 degree. So it means our signal will be shifted here. 1 by 4 cycle here. Here it will take 1 by 2 cycle. Half cycle will be shifted here. Okay, So this is what frequency, phase shift of the sinusoidal waveform. Okay, so this is amplitude changes here. Look at this graph. Okay, in this graph, this is a constant sinusoidal waveform will be traveling here, but suddenly it will get increasing. Now your amplitude of the signal is changing. Okay, so this is how your amplitude will be changing, means like this. Okay, this is maximum amplitude for this sinusoidal. This is the maximum amplitude for this sinusoidal. If it is here 5 volt means here 10 volt. So there is some difference between these two amplitude changes, right? Next thing is frequency changes. Look at this graph. So time period should be changing, isn't it? So high, it will increasing time period. So here it will compress the time period. Okay, so this graph, it shows the frequency changing graph. This one is amplitude changing graph. Okay, I'll show phase change also. So here it start from 0 to this one. Okay, this is no phase change, because there is no phase change in this found in this graph. But 90-degree phase shift, look at this here, 90-degree phase shift. So this portion will be get here straight away, that is straight line. Okay, so our signal is start from 90-degree. Okay, that is high value. So that is 90-degree phase shift here, because you all know that sine waveform means sine 0 is 0, sine 90 means 1. So your amplitude became here 1. Okay, next 180-degree phase shift here. So this portion, this is 270-degree phase shift. Okay, so 270 degrees under. Okay, so this is where for phase change will be happen. Okay, next thing is time and frequency. Look at the time and frequency, time domain representation and frequency domain representation. Okay, for example, a which is equal to 5, this number it represents the amplitude of this signal. So this is the maximum amplitude, so I put here f5. Okay, next phi equal to 0. Yeah, here there is no phase shift occur in this graph, so I put phi equal to 0. Next thing is I want to write down this sine waveform in terms of mathematical representation. So how to write the mathematical representation? So any signal x of t which is equal to a sine 2 pi f t plus phi, isn't it? So this is a standard formula. So standard formula for sinusoidal signal is how to write the sinusoidal. So x of t for continuous time. So I represent x of t. So which is equal to a sine 2 pi f t plus phi phase shift. So this is a standard representation method for representation for sinusoidal waveform. So look at this problem. So a which is equal to 5. Okay, I find out phi value. Phi, there is no phase shift, so it becomes 0. So it also cancelled out. So now it become, I replace a by 5. Okay, so here 2 pi f t. What is that frequency f? So here frequency f is which is equal to 4. F equal to 4. Okay, because it is complete time cycle, f equal to 4. So 2 pi 4 t, 4 times cycle. 1, 2, 3, then 4. So total is 4. Frequency should be 4. So our frequency of the signal is 4 Hz signal. Okay, 4 Hz signal. I draw the sinusoidal waveform for 4 Hz means I have to draw 4 cycle of sinusoidal waveform. That is the 4 Hz signal. Okay, now I understand you. Next thing is look at this graph. So this is the amplitude level is 10. Frequencies you count down. So totally 8 Hz. There is no phase shift, so phi equal to 0. Now you write out this mathematical representation. Okay. So anyone ask you for to write down the amplitude value, frequency value, and phase value for the given signal means you have to write down like this. Or someone ask you to the given just the parameter value should be given. With the help of this value, you can able to draw this graph also. Okay, that's why I will show this much diagram for you. Then second thing is time and frequency. Look at these two graphs.